Thank you, Jim. It's an honor and privilege to be a candidate for ALA Treasurer and sit up here with these fine people. I am Alan Kornblau, and I approve this message. I wanted to say that. I am the director of the Delray Beach Public Library in beautiful, warm South Florida, and I will gladly help negotiate the midwinter meeting to South Florida in the future. Please let me help. Though I don't feel that old, despite this cold weather, I've been in the library profession for over 20 years. I went to Florida State University in the late 80s when Bill Summers was dean and president of ALA, and I have worked in public libraries in 4 states since then. I have served on committees in ALA and PLA and in state chapters. Currently, I'm treasurer of the Florida Library Association. When the candidates were announced, our moderator, Jim Reddick, kindly offered to share his experiences running for ALA office. I took him up on that offer, and he asked me, "Why would you want to run for treasurer? That's the hardest job." Well, thanks for telling me, Jim. Really, I don't mind the hard work, but when this arrived, Tuesday by FedEx, my wife asked me, "Why are you doing this?" There seems to be a theme here. But undaunted, I've read through this heavy-duty binder and realize now why the treasurer position is for 3 years, and it's not just to save printing costs. This is a challenging position, and these are challenging times. Libraries of all types are suffering in the current economy, and ALA is experiencing the same difficulties. There's bad news and good news. Membership is down in ALA and in the divisions. Revenue is down. Net assets are shrinking. Post-retirement benefits are a concern. But the stock market is rebounding. The organization is keeping expenses in check, and the PLA conference should help our bottom line. We need new revenue streams, though. And to Jim Neal's credit, he's already done some work to that end with the formation of an advisory group for new business development. Being a nonprofit organization, ALA is limited in its business ventures. We cannot compete with for-profit businesses, and yet we need to get aggressive and creative in finding additional revenue sources. Publications are our major source of revenue, and we must find ways to keep that growing domestically and internationally, despite a decreased trend in sales, subscription, and advertising dollars. Continuing education units is an area that needs to be expanded, as well as a certification program for not only support staff, but librarians, and that can be implemented through state chapters. A membership drive is also necessary to gain new members and retain the ones we already have, even through retirement. As one of my volunteers often suggests, why not a bake sale? It's profitable and fun. But we won't go there. When it comes to technology, ALA has to be a leader. There are some things that we're doing already, like CapWiz, ALA Connect, the online guide to reference, Flickr, and Twitter, to name a few. But there's still a need for more, like a virtual library conference and a new financial management system. Our future is user-friendly electronic networking and dissemination, and we have to be at the forefront. Times are changing. The fastest growing membership category of ALA is student members, and during the next 10 years, nearly half of today's librarians will reach age 65. It is important that we develop and encourage emerging leaders to take an active role in our organization. The future of ALA depends on the involvement of young professionals and fresh faces in the association. Now, I'm new to the election process at ALA, and that's a good thing. It gives me a novel outlook and no preconceived notions on how the organization should run. We are one association made up of a variety of units, all serving the greater good. This gives us flexibility in addressing library-related issues and allows us to focus on individual members' needs. After all, we are a membership organization. The treasurer's position has many responsibilities, including advocacy leader, endowment steward, executive board member, finance and audit committee chair, financial planner and advisor, spokesperson and representative for ALA. The treasurer's term is for 3 years, and the next 3 years are going to be difficult economic times. We need to make prudent financial decisions that will see us through these times and position us well for the future. I've had success throughout my career. My library is doing well. Our budget is stable, no positions are being eliminated, no staff furloughs, and our endowment is growing. I am treasurer of the Florida Library Association, and that organization is also thriving thanks to the dedication and commitment of its members. I believe I can be a successful treasurer And please stop by my table at the ALA store so we can talk some more. Thank you.
Charles Carroll, the late newscaster, once observed that it's possible, thanks to the interstate highway system, to travel from New York to San Francisco and see absolutely nothing. The budget infrastructure that we have at ALA is necessary but insufficient. It must translate into service for members and better libraries across the United States. I will bring my experience and expertise to the treasurer assignment at ALA. We are moving clearly through a period of remarkable opportunity, but also fiscal challenge for the association. As treasurer, I will advance and represent the interest of the association's members with a commitment to integrity, openness, innovation, and leadership. Libraries are all about productive and learning communities. Libraries enable successful and satisfying lives. Libraries advocate the public interest and provide for barrier-free access to information. ALA provides its members with hope, with power, and action to make a difference in these and so many other critical areas. A critical component for achieving ALA's goals is sound budgetary policies and practices. The treasurer works across the association with very extraordinary staff, with member leaders to ensure the financial success that supports ALA's strategic priorities. My experience in ALA over a 35-year period will enable me to be an effective treasurer. ALA's finances are based on three primary sources of revenue: membership, conferences, and publishing. These have been increasingly complemented by investment and interest income and by grants and fundraising. Our challenge is to sustain and grow these components of the budget while also exploring and implementing new programs, products, services, and markets. My involvement with ALA's budget planning and administration, my record as a library administrator, and my participation on the boards of many other library professional organizations will enable me to be an effective treasurer for ALA. The treasurer is an advocate for the association, an advocate for the profession, and an advocate for libraries. The treasurer plays a central role in association-wide financial planning and governance. I have served the past 2 years as chair of BARC, and I have served as a member of the Finance and Audit Committee of the board. I was a member of council for 9 years and was elected to the executive board. I was president of LAMA and on the board and treasurer of the Freedom to Read Foundation. These experiences will enable me to be an effective treasurer for the American Library Association. When Albert Einstein came to the United States, he would never travel from city to city by plane. He always took a train. On one such trip, he was sitting in a seat, and the person came around to collect the tickets. And suddenly Einstein started digging in his pockets, and the young man realized who this was and said, "Dr. Einstein, please don't worry, you don't need to find your tickets." But Einstein persisted, and he crawled on the floor, and he lifted up his seat. And the young man said, "Dr. Einstein, please don't worry, you don't need to find your ticket." Einstein stood up, whirled around, looked the young man in the eye, and said, my young man, this is no longer a matter of whether I can find my ticket, it's a matter of where I am going." As treasurer of ALA, I will not focus on trying to find our tickets, but making sure that our budgetary resources and capabilities support our thinking aggressively about where we are going. I am eager to serve you and to serve ALA. I will bring to this treasurer assignment energy, enthusiasm, and a passion for the work that we do with and for each other to make our libraries, our association, and our profession better. I thank you for your support.